Please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, the 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan is now convened for its 95th regular session. The Honorable Board Member and Acting Vice Governor, Melgabal Arencabo, presiding.
Good afternoon. The 95th regular session is now called to order. Our invocation is to be led by the gentle lady from Santa Cruz, the beautiful Bukal Mercerihan.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you in the mighty name of Jesus, thanking you and praising you. Lord God, today we earnestly pray and hope for your blessings as we deliberate while in session. Give us more strength individually, both physical and mental, clearer vision and capabilities to enable us to deliver the basic services and the other needs to our people. In view of all this, O Lord, please endow us with talent and the skills needed to cope with the challenges imposed upon us by our position in the public service. We ask that you would guide and direct our session today so that it is full of wisdom, productivity, and respect for one another. Thank you for every gift that we have been given. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. And in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Bayang magiliw, pero sa silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y umay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng mag-ibig, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisingin, sa dagat at puno, sa simoy at sa langit mo mahal. May nilagang tula at awit sa paglayang linaman, ang sarap ng mga tao at mo'y tagumpay na naglilingling, ang bituin at araw ay kailan pa ay di mag-iling. Lupa ng araw ng ating pagsinta, tuloy langit sa piling mo. Ang ligaya ng pagkay mga apil, nakamatay ng dahil sa'yo. Nakangiyas ng bansa, hanggang mo'y bigay bakala, mga dagat mo't mga lupa, sa yaman ay sagana. Ang iyong kakandilog at kabundukan, kayaman ang kalikasan. Ikaw ng Diyos aming ibigay, ingatan ang karapatan. Halina ang aming itong pagyamanin, ang lupain ay aking bumalik, lakas na lino ay ating gamitin, umulan ang bayan natin. Kaya namin pinamahal, pangakit ko dahil ibigman, ang sinumang sa iyo ay manawanan, ligaya ang makakanta, sa puso't isip ng iyong mamamayan, kaya huminang iyong yaman, nang sumakanan ang iyong akilan, Marinduque aming bugyan.
Our board members' creed will be led by the birthday boy, Honorable Red.
Raise your right hand. I am a provincial board member,
I am a provincial board member,
given the mandate to serve my constituency
with the mandate to serve my constituency,
through responsible, responsive, and effective legislation,
responsive, and effective leadership,
provide dynamic leadership,
by dynamic leadership,
promote and maximize the delivery of basic services
promote and maximize the delivery of basic services
for the general welfare,
for the general welfare
under the regime of truly consultative and participative democracy.
under the regime of a truly constitutive and participative democracy.
I impose upon myself
I impose upon
the supreme obligation to perform and carry out the function prescribed by law,
the supreme obligation to perform and carry out the function by law
unselfishly,
unselfishly,
with utmost dedication,
without consideration,
thereby becoming a genuine catalyst of change
thereby becoming a genuine catalyst of change
in my locality, in our nation.
in my locality, in our nation.
Mr. Secretariat, please call the roll, please.
Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballes is our acting governor. Honorable Aurelio J. Leva III, Honorable Antonio L. Mangkukang III, Honorable Bernardine Opis Mercado, Honorable Mercedes Arejano, Honorable Danilo R. Red, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim, Honorable Jose Neril L. Manggol, Honorable Carlos F. De Peralta, Honorable Bertinos A. Valencia. Mr. Presiding Officer, with 6 members of the board present, we have the necessary quorum for this afternoon session.
Mr. Presiding Officer, for the reading and adoption of the minutes of the previous session, dated July 19, 2024, I move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of the previous session and consider the same as having been read without prejudice to the corrections to be made by members of the board. I so move.
There is a motion to dispense the reading of the minutes of the previous session. Is there any objection? There's none. The motion is approved.
Inviting members of the board who have some corrections with the minutes of the 94th regular session.
Any members of the board who
93rd, I mean.
Any members of the board are invited. If there's a matter arising from the minutes, there's none.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the approval and adoption of the minutes of the 93rd regular session dated July 19, 2024.
Please proceed.
I so move.
There's a motion for the approval or amendment of the agenda. Is there any minutes of the previous of this today's session? Is there any objection? There's none. Please proceed, Majority Floor.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of the July 26, 2024 session and consider the same as having been read without prejudice to the submission of corrections by the members of the board. I so move.
There's a motion to dispense the reading of the previous session. Is there any objection? None.
Inviting members of the board who have some corrections with the minutes of the session dated July 26, 2024.
Any members of the board who has some correction? There's none. Please proceed.
Hearing none, I move that we approve and adopt the minutes of the 94th regular session dated July 26, 2024. I so move.
There's a motion to approve the minutes of the previous session. Is there any second motion? Is there any second motion? Any objection? There's none. Please proceed, Majority Floor.
We now go to matters arising from the minutes. Inviting members of the board who have some matters arising from the minutes.
Any members of the board are invited. There's none. Majority floor.
There's none. We now proceed with the approval and amendment of the agenda. For today's agenda, we have one privileged speech to be rendered by Honorable Mercedes Ariano for the messages and correspondence from the Governor. We have 2 items for the communications and petitions. We have 7 items for the municipal ordinances. For the review of the board, we have 3 items and various sub-items. For the proposed ordinance, we have 3 items. Proposed resolution, we have 3 items and 1 additional item of congratulations and commendation to Miss Winter Jill G. Perlas for graduating as summa cum laude with a degree of Bachelor of Science in Accountancy at the Adamson University, authored by Honorable Danilo Ared. For the community reports, we have 8 items. We don't have any unfinished business, business for the day, and assigned business. We don't have proposed ordinance and resolution for third and final reading. Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for the approval of today's agenda as amended? I so move.
There's a motion for the approval of today's amended agenda. Is there objection? There's none. Please proceed, majority floor.
For the privilege hour, Mr. Presiding Officer, may I ask that we recognize the gentle lady from Santa Cruz for her privilege speech.
Yes, before we recognize our gentle lady from Santa Cruz, may I ask the Secretariat if there is a copy, meron na po bang copy ang bawat isa na ating mga, okay. Our gentle lady from Santa Cruz is now recognized for her privileged speech. BM Rihano is now recognized.
Maraming salamat po sa ating presiding officer, Honorable Mel Incabo. Sa akin pong mga kasamahan, isang magandang hapon sa ating secretariat. Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Ang pribilehiyong pananalita pong ito ay tungkol sa CT scan deficiency ng Marinduque Provincial Hospital. My dear colleagues, Honorable Vice Governor at mga kasamahang bukal, isang maganda at mapagpalang hapon sa ating lahat. Nito pong nakaraang linggo ay may humingi ng tulong sa akin para magpa-CT scan at siya po ay tinugunan ko sa pamamagitan ng pagre-rekomenda sa ating hospital na pwedeng magamit ang MAEPEP. Doon napag-alaman ko na non-functional ang CT scan na umaabot na ng lampas ng 1 buwan. Mga kagalang-galang na mga bukal, bilang nasa Committee ng Health, ito ay nais kong maiparating sa ating lahat. Ang mga ganitong sitwasyon ng ating laboratory sa ating hospital na noon ay tayo ay nag-aproba ng isang kumpanya na nakatalaga para sa consignment ng ating mga ekwipo ng pang-laboratory. Ang KPFC, yun po yung ating inaprobang kampanya. At nais din pong maliwanagan natin ang sitwasyon ng inaprobang pondo tungkol sa ating mga gamot na laging sinasabi ng ating mahal na gobernador na maraming gamot ang ating hospital, pero ano ang laging sinasabi ng mga pasyente na lumalapit sa atin na humihingi ng pambili ng gamot habang sila ay nasa hospital? Sa lahat ng aking mga kasamahan, bukal, ay nais ko rin po na mai-revisit natin ang MOA regarding the consignment agreement kung pwede. Ang sistema kung papaano nila aksyonan kung may ganitong non-functional ang mga aparatos na dinala dito sa MPH. At sana ay personal nating makausap ang mismong nakalagda sa Memorandum of Agreement ng KPFC. Ikinalulungkot naman po ng komitiba ng pangkalusugan ang mga pangyayaring matagal maaksyonan, ang mga problemang dinaranas ng ating mga pasyente na hindi matugunan ang pangangailangan ng ating mamamayang Marinduqueño, lalo tigit sa buhay at pangkalusugan. At gayon din, nais ng inyong abang lingkod na ang pananalitang pribilehiyong ito ay maparating sa ating mahal na gobernador at sa ating tagapangasiwa ng ating hospital. Sa inyo pong lahat, maraming salamat.
We now go to committee reports. May I ask that we recognize the chairperson of the Committee on Environmental Protection and Human Ecology for committee report number 3454, series of 2024.
The chairman of environment is now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Floor Leader. Here's the committee report number 454-2024, Committee on Environmental Protection and Human Ecology. Subject, kapasyahan bilang 02-2024 ng Samapa Farmers Association ng Barangay Laon, Mogpog, resolusyon na nagpapahayag ng nagkakaisa at malakas na pagtutol sa panukala ng TN Ramos Construction and Development Corporation na pagtatayo ng planta ng asfalto sa nasasakupan ng Barangay Laon, Mogpog. In consideration of the above-titled subject matter, the Committee on Environmental Protection and Human Ecology, and to which the aforementioned subject matter were referred to, hereby presents its findings and recommendation to this honorable body as a result of the committee hearing called for the purpose on July 4, 2024. Attendance members: Honorable Adeline M. Angeles, Honorable Antonio Almangong III, Honorable Jose Nery El Mangol, Honorable Aurelio J. Deva III, Honorable Danilo Arred, Honorable Mercedes Arihano. Our resource persons: Father Arvin Madla, MASIC Chairperson; Miss Elizabeth E. Mangol, MASIC Secretariat, Punong Barangay Mitono Lane sa Barangay Laon; Kagawad Antonio Lugatok from Laon; Kagawad Hilberto Largado; Kagawad Felizardo Mirhan; Kagawad Marilon Largado; Kagawad Maridol Natolia; Kagawad Cheryl Lawig, all from Barangay Laon, Mogpog; Mr. Richard Mangana, President of Samapa; Mr. Rodelio Magpantay, Vice President of Samapa; Miss Violeta Voller, Auditor of Samapa; Miss Josephine D. Pasopil, Member of Samapa; Mr. Dison Chavez, Member Samapa; Mr. Salvador Hamila Jr., DAR; Mr. Lermo Labaina, Mogpog Lat Owner; Attorney John Christopher Pereda, Representative from PLO; Engineer Joshua Raiden Santos, Engineer 2; Engineer John Marhanda, Engineer 2 of MPH; Engineer June Banayat from TN Construction, and Engineer Ruel Ricanya also from PETN Construction. The findings: first, the samahan ng mga aktibong magsasaka ng pag-asa o SAMAPA, Farmers Association in Barangay Laon, Mogpog, adopted a resolution entitled Resolution na nagpapahayag ng nagkakaisa at malakas na pagtutol sa panukala ng T.N. Ramos Construction and Development Corporation na pagtatayo ng planta ng aspato sa nasasakupan ng Barangay Laon, Mogpog due to the possible harm caused by the impending construction of an asphalt plant by T.N. Ramos Construction and Development Corporation in the said barangay. Second, Barangay Laon is an agricultural land. The main livelihood of the people in said barangay is farming, and it serves as the food basket of the town of Mogpog because of its vast rice fields, vegetables, and fisheries. Third, if the construction of said plant would continue, it will have a great impact on agricultural production. The yield will decrease and farmers will lose their livelihood. Fourth, according to Mr. Mangana, Samapa Chair, Samapa is an active association of farmers from various barangays in Mogpog, which currently has 32 members, formed in 2017, was duly registered with DOLE, and was accredited by the LGU of Mogpog. Because Samapa is based in Barangay Laon, some of its members came from the said barangay, where they were encouraged to join so that through the association, they could easily ask for assistance as well as express their sentiments to the government. Crops were damaged as well as seedlings due to various debris blocking the irrigations, waterways and pools accumulated from previous typhoons due to continued asphalt plant construction. The production of asphalt may also have an impact on the health of the people of Barangay Laon once the construction of said plant is completed and operational, and despite their opposition expressed through the adoption of the said resolution, the construction of the said plant remains operational in their barangay, which allegedly has necessary permit from the government. According to Punong Barangay Linis of Laon, the proposed construction of the asphalt plant went through a series of public hearings. During the barangay public hearing, which was attended by approximately 200 individuals, no one expressed objection to the construction of the said asphalt plant. The barangay, through the assistance of the environmental, agricultural, irrigation, the health sectors, conducted a thorough investigation and study, as well as providing the following recommendations pursuant to the adopted barangay resolution before allowing the construction of the said plant. First, kung sakaling ang mga residente ay magkasakit ng dahil sa planta ng aspalto, ang pamunuan ng planta ang mananagot sa kalusugan ng mamamayan ng barangay. Pangalawa, maglagay ng culvert. Pangatlo, ayusin ang patubig ng barangay sakaling ang mga tubo at pipe ito ay bumigay. Fourth, malayang dumaan ang mga mamamayan ng barangay patungong sakahan at lalao. Fifth, isakatuparan ang mga pangakong ecotourism na gagawin sa barangay. Being also a farmer, and due to the fact that his plantation is close to the ongoing asphalt plant construction site, it does not affect his cropping, hence, refuted Mr. Mangana's allegations. The Sangguniang Barangay of Mogpog, or the Sangguniang Bayan of Mogpog, also held a public hearing and ocular inspection on the asphalt plant construction site with the assistance of MPDO. The barangay does not recognize an existence of the Samapa Association. However, he acknowledges that some of its members are legitimately from Laon, and the real problem of Barangay Laon is the non-operational NIA irrigation system and the lack of interest among youth in the farming industry. Sixth, according to Honorable Jose Nerit El Mangol, PCL President, Vice Chairperson, Committee on Environmental Protection and Human Ecology, Sangguniang Panlalawigan, and Chair, Committee on Land Use, Sangguniang Bayan of Mogpog, the Barangay of Laon submitted a barangay resolution interposing no objection to the construction of an asphalt plant in the said barangay. Based on the ocular inspection done by the Sangguniang Bayan, together with several concerned agencies from Mogpog, it was found that the area where the asphalt plant will be built and its surroundings, including the rights of way, is not a prime agricultural lot, nor irrigated, but rather an idle land, hence it is economically feasible. C, The TN Ramos has an ongoing application for the reclassification of 2 hectares A&D land in Laon from agricultural to industrial use. Hence, a draft ordinance for the said purpose was approved by the Sangguniang Bayan of Mogpog for first reading. A certification of non-carp coverage was issued by DART to TN Ramos. The PAG-RIO issued a certification that the said area is deluged with salt water so it cannot be cultivated. The TN Ramos has a pending application for a certification of the Department of Agriculture Regional Office that the proposed structure will not affect the agricultural food sufficiency of the province, as well as to the NIA that the area where the said structure will be built is a non-irrigated area subject to inspection of the aforementioned agencies, and the Sangguniang Bayan shall approve the request of the reclassification of land once the TN Ramos comply with all the requirements provided by the Sangguniang Bayan of Mogpog in accordance with Republic Act 7160 or the Local Government Code of 1991. 7. According to Father Madda, Massive Chair, currently the project is still in the process of obtaining permits and other related documentary requirements, but there is already earth movement being done by TN Ramos as well as transfers of heavy equipment for the purpose. And the correlation of the asphalt plant and the plan to have ecotourism in the said area is questionable. According to Ms. Manggol, MASIC Secretariat, even before the barangay resolution interposing no objection to the construction of the asphalt plant was adopted, the MASIC Laon chapter adopted and submitted to the Sangguniang Bayan of Mogpog a resolution expressing strong opposition to the same. And asphalt production, although using filtration system, is still a major threat to the health of humans, animals, and plants. According to the representative of TN Ramos, the proposed asphalt plant has an area of 900 square meters. The TN Ramos only applies for the reclassification of the 2 hectares out of the 7.2 hectares land area they owned, wherein the remaining 5.2 hectares land area will be used for ecotourism purposes, such as tree planting, among others. They pile up debris to make a road leading to the construction site. According to them, it was donated by several landowners as a rights of way who requested such peeling of debris so that the said landowners would also have easy access going to their farm. The installation of movable equipment is currently underway at the asphalt plant construction site, pending approval of the request for land reclassification, and the asphalt plant project was requested by the Department of Public Works and Highway, intended for the use of the province of Marinduque only. Despite the application for land reclassification, the TN Ramos must also apply to the DAR for the land conversion. The TN Ramos should also apply for land reclassification, conversion of the remaining 5.2 hectares, which will be used for ecotourism purposes. If the pending application for land reclassification shall be approved in the Sangguniang Bayan of Mogpog through an ordinance, it will be forwarded to the Sangguniang Bayan for review. The needs of the province in support of agriculture should be considered. There is for information that the area where debris is being piled up to make a road right-of-way going to the construction site of the proposed asphalt plant is covered by the Communal Irrigation System or CIS. Thus, coordination between the Sangguniang Bayan Mogpog and the MPDO is necessary. ECC and EIS from DAR will be a requirement once the asphalt plant becomes operational. According to Mr. Hamilla from the representative, the entire subject land requires conversion from its actual use to any use, whether industrial or otherwise. Any earth movement activities without prior conversion clearance are already equal to premature conversion, and the parties involved already has liability, and the TN Ramos should also apply for land conversion in the DAR for the land area wherein they will construct the proposed asphalt plant. According to Attorney Pereda, Provincial Legal Office representative, the subject matter is not a purely legal matter, but a matter of compliance with the law, since there are laws in place for a certain purpose, and compliance with the process is non-negotiable in this particular subject matter. Here are the recommendations, Mr. Chairs. First, that the Samapa Farmers Association to apply for accreditation to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan as a civil society organization in the province of Marinduque. Second, that the Samapa Farmers Association to submit their opposition on the construction of asphalt plant in Barangay Laon to the Sangguniang Bayan Mogpog for consideration. Third, that the Sangguniang Panlalawigan will wait for the decision of the Sangguniang Bayan of Mogpog relative to the request of T.N. Ramos for the reclassification of 2 hectares A&D land area in Laon from agricultural to industrial use, subject to the submission of the requirements and other pertinent documents relative thereto. Fourth, that the municipality of Mogpog, particularly the Honorable Mayor, to take into consideration the necessary measures to be taken regarding the allegation that there are already activities being done by T.N. Ramos relative to the construction of the proposed asphalt plant, considering that the request for the reclassification of the proposed land area is still in the process, considering also the statement of the DARO representative. Respectfully submitted, the Committee on Environmental Protection and Human Ecology. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Bukal Tres Mangkukang. Before we proceed, may I ask, Mr. Chair, is there any activities from the contractor T.N. Ramos prior to the approval of their may mga activities po ba going on, or the construction or the building of the asphalt plant is on hold? Yes.
Thank you po, Mr. Chair. Sa atin pong nakalap na impormasyon during our committee hearing, according to Father Arvin Madla from the MASIC chairperson, ay nandun na nga po, may rami ng earth movements na nakapagtambak na ng mga aggregates doon sa daanan going to the site, nakapagpasok na ng maraming heavy equipments, nakapagdala na ng malalaking mga ekwipo at iba pang mga kagamitan, malalaking di natin alam kung mga yan ba ay tinatawag nilang parang bodega nila na ito ay yari sa metal. At gumagawa po sila ng inaayos sila yung daan pa rin na kalsada papasok doon sa kanilang lugar. So yun po yung ginagawa nila bago po magkaroon ng public consultation, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Bukal Tres. Yes, Bukal Esmedim, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, from the information that Honorable Mangkukang has divulged, it appears that there has been, in construction terms, what we call mobilization already that is in effect. Mobilization and temporary facilities.
That's yes, Bukalim, that's only a mobilization, but not the proper construction itself is being commenced. Is that right, Bukalim?
Mr. Chair, but mobilization is also part of the project.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Bukalim. Yes, Majority Floor, you are recognized.
I am a member of the committee, but I just would like to make it of record that there are 4 recommendations to different agencies or personalities, like recommendation to Sumapa, recommendation to T.N. Ramos, and recommendation to the municipality of Mogpog, particularly the Honorable Mayor. My question is, how are we going to convey this recommendation to them? Are you willing to give copies of the committee report to these concerned personalities?
That question is addressed to the chairman of the environment. Yes, you're recognized, Bukal Tres.
Again, Mr. Chair, thank you very much. Sa katalungan po ng ating pong floor leader, sa ating pong committee report, wala po tayong for adoption of any resolution. That's why the Committee on Environmental Protection is really amenable to send a copy of the committee report number 454-2024 to the local chief executive in the municipality of Mogpog, Mr. Chair. I submit.
Clarification. At this moment, there's no adoption for this committee report. So this is for the information of the body. What happened or transpired during the meeting? Is that correct, Bukal Tres? Wala po muna tayong committee report na to be approved. Wala po muna.
Ito po, approve natin po ito ngayon, itong committee report ito, Mr. Chair. Pero wala po tayong recommendation for a resolution. Ano po, ito po ipapadala natin dito as recommendation ng committee sa municipality of Mogpog.
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Noted, Bukal Tres. Yes, majority floor.
Nakalagay po dito ay concern na ano po dito ay sa mapa, then the TN Ramos and the municipality of Mogpog. Baka pwede rin pong padalhan natin ng CP ang MASEC kasi isa po sila sa mga porsigido dito sa kaso na ito.
Yes po, Mr. Chair. Amenable po tayo na
noted. Please
sa...
take note of that, Mr. Secretary. Yes, salamat po.
So, Mr. Chair,
please proceed, Bukal Tres.
This representation formally moves for the adoption of a committee report number 454-2024 by the Committee on Environmental Protection and Human Ecology. Subject, kapasyahan bilang 02-2022 ng Samapa Farmers Association ng Barangay Noong Mogpog, resolusyon na nagpapahayag ng nagkakaisa at malakas na pagtutol sa panukala ng TN Ramos Construction and Development Corporation na magtatayo ng planta ng asfalto sa sakupan ng Barangay Laon, Mogpog. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion from the Committee of Environment, Bukal Tres Mangkukang, for the adoption of committee report number 454-2024, kapasihan bilang 0224 ng Samapa Farmers Association ng Barangay Laon, Mogpog, na pagtutol sa panukala ng TM Ramos Construction and Development Corporation na magtayo ng planta ng asfalto sa Barangay Laon. Is there any objection? There's none. The motion is approved. Majority floor, please proceed.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I ask to recognize the Vice Chairperson of the Committee on Disaster Reduction and Management in the person of Honorable Ismael D. Pilim for the committee report number 455 series of 2024.
The Vice Chair of the committee is now recognized, Bukal Lim.
Mr. Chair, Honorable Floor Leader, my colleagues, I hereby present herewith committee report number 455-2024 of the Committee on Disaster Risk Reduction and Management with the subject adopted SP Resolution number 1454 series of 2024 to find ways and means to mitigate and propose measures that will immediately address the concern of Barangay Tabionan, Gasan, pending the implementation, approval of the bridge project in the said barangay. In attendance were members Mark Julius Picaballes, Chairman, Honorable myself, Honorable Senator El Mangol, Honorable Bertinos A. Valencia, Honorable Aurelio J. Leva, resource persons, Punong Barangay Rizal L. Basco of Barangay Tabionan, Kagawad Wilma Medelinila, Kagawad Aileen Motol, Kagawad Roderick Sanchez, Kagawad Edsel Basco, Kagawad Ruben Badolina, Kagawad Joselito Montoya, Miss Margaret Joy Serdanya, Engineer Sherwin Magud of the Provincial Engineering Office, Engineer Arniel Naranjo of the PEO, Mr. Juan R. Fernandez Jr., PDRMO, Mr. Christian John Moton, PDRRMO. Everyone has a copy of the committee report, so I will just read the initial recommendations and the final recommendation. Number 1, that the Committee on Disaster Risk Reduction and Management will participate in the joint meeting with PDRRMO, PEO, MDRRMO of Gasan, and the Sangguniang Barangay of Tabionan on August 5, 2024 at Barangay Tabionan, Gasan. Number 2, that the PDRRMO is to include in the site visit validation the Sitio 1 to Sitio Kamanga route in the said barangay, which is subject to possible road opening. And 3, that the Provincial Engineering Office, PEO, to prepare other possible solutions to be presented at the joint meeting on August 5, which would address the concerns of the Barangay Tabionan, particularly on the issue of the damaged bridge. Final recommendation, based on the foregoing, committee hereby recommends the adoption of the following resolutions. Number 1, resolution requesting for an update to the National Economic Development Authority, NEDA, from NEDA, relative to the 10 bridges in the province of Marinduque, endorsed by the Mimaropa Regional Development Council, RDC, under the Pang-Agraryong Tulay para sa Bagong Bayanihan ng mga Magsasaka or PBBM Bridges project of the Department of Agrarian Reform, DAR. And a resolution, next is a resolution requesting for an update to the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, Department of National Defense, NDRR's MC, DND, relative to the proposed rehabilitation of the damaged infrastructure projects in the province of Marinduque. Respectfully submitted, Mark Julius P. Cavalles, Chairperson, Ismael D.P. Lim, Vice Chairperson, Jose Neril El Manggol, Member, Carlos F.D. Peralta, Member, Bertinos A. Valencia, Member, and Adeline M. Angeles, Vice Governor Ex Officio Member. Mr. Chair, the committee report number 455-2024 of the Committee on Disaster Risk Reduction and Management, I hereby submit.
There's a motion from the Vice Chair of the Committee of Disaster on Risk Reduction and Management to adopt Committee Report number 455-2024 regarding the adopted resolution number 145 series of 2024, the concern of Barangay Tabionan, Gasan, pending the implementation approval of the bridge project in the said barangay. Is there any objection? There's none. The motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And moving further, that the proposed resolutions in the committee report be included in the business of the day, Mr. Chair, I so move.
The committee report will be forwarded to the business of the day.
The proposed resolutions. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Bukal Maelim.
Mr. Presiding Officer, we now go to the committee report of the Committee on Social Services, jointly with the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and Committee on Appropriation. Committee report number 456-2024, and may I ask that we recognize the chairperson of the Committee on Social Services.
The chairman of the Social Services is now recognized, BM Rihano. Yes,
Thank you, Mr.
please.
Presiding
Ye-
Officer,
yes,
for
please
implementing
proceed,
our
BM Rihano.
for
please
more
proceed.
for implementing our IRR. Committee report number 456-2024. Joint Committee on Social Services, Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances, and Committee on Appropriation. Subject: request from the Governor to sign and enter into IMOA for in behalf of the Provincial Government of Marinduque with the Early Childhood Care and Development Council, ECCD, regarding the transfer of previous function of accrediting and recognizing Child Development Center from DSWD to ECCD Council, and transfer of funds for annual recognition accreditation of child development workers, CDWs, and Child Accreditation Center. In consideration of the above title subject matter, the Joint Committee of Social Services, Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances, and Committee on Appropriation unto which the aforementioned subject matter was referred to, hereby present its findings and recommendation to the honorable body of the result as a result of the committee hearing called for the purpose on July 24, 2024. Attendance: members, Honorable Rihano, Honorable Aurelio Leyva III, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim, Honorable Danilo Red, Honorable Antonio Mangkukang III, the resource person, Ms. Lenilyn Solweta, the SWO, PSWDO, and Mr. Maricar Arua, SWA, PSWDO. Findings: the Governor on this letter dated July 16, 2024 requested the Sangguniang Panlalawigan to sign and enter into a memorandum of agreement for and in behalf of the provincial government of Marinduque and the Early Child Care and Development Council regarding the transfer of previous function of accrediting and recognizing Child Development Center (CDC) from DSWD to ECCD Council and transfer of funds for annual recognition and accreditation of child development workers and child accreditation center. Number 2, the ECCD Council as mandated by RE 10410 Early Years Act (EYA) of 2013 is responsible for developing a national system for the recruitment, registration, accreditation, continuing education and equivalency, and credential system of ECCD service providers, supervisor, and administration to improve and personalize the ECCD sector and upgrade quality standard of public and private ECD programs. Number 3, in compliance to the said law, the ECCD Council and the DSWD entered into MOA, which transferred the previous function of accrediting and recognizing CDCs from DSWD to the ECCD Council. The ECCD solution approved by the governing board revised the guidelines to the process of evaluating CDCs, wherein the provincial government through the PSWDO, provincial ECCD office, which shall recognize and deputize evaluators for the assessment of the center. The ECCD Council shall provide subsidy of 500 pesos to the evaluators per center. The subsidy shall be downloaded to the province based on the targeted center for recognition, accreditation through their submitted annual work and financial plan in accordance with existing COA rules and regulation. Number 5, the MOA to be entered into and by and between the PGM and the ECCD Council shall be required as documents for the transfer of funds. The provincial legal officer submitted the legal review relative to the endorsed draft of the proposed MOA dated July 12, 2024. Pursuant to the RA 6972, Barangay Level Total Development and Protection of Children Act provides that CDWs receive monthly honorarium from the DSWD as their salary. CDWs are not considered regular employees and may be subject to displacement during the change of administration. Hence, the need to study the possible enactment of an ordinance providing for the provincial Magna Carta for Children Development Workers, CDWs. Initial recommendations that the Sangguniang Panlalawigan to study the possible enactment of the proposed measures entitled Ordinance Providing for the Provincial Magna Carta for Child Development Workers. That number 2, that the PSWDO prioritize the submission of annual works and financial plan which will be the basis of the transfer of fund as subsidy from ECCD Council. And number 3, that the legal review of the provincial legal officer be included in the whereas clauses of the resolution that is hereby to be adopted, to wit: A, provincial legal office find no legally objectionable provision in the endorsed draft of the proposed MOA, and that the provincial legal office recommends that the PSWDO and the provincial accountant office, or in coordination with other relevant offices, be apprised of the obligation of the provincial government under the MOA to ensure compliance therewith. Final recommendation: based on the foregoing, the committee hereby recommends the adoption of a resolution authorizing the Honorable Governor Presbytero J. Velasco Jr. to sign and enter into a Memorandum of Agreement, MOA, for and behalf of the Provincial Government of Marinduque with the Early Childhood Care and Development Council regarding the transfer of previous function of accrediting and recognizing Child Development Center from DSWD to ECCD Council, and transfer of funds for annual recognition, accreditation of child development workers, CDWs, and Child Accreditation Center. Respectfully submitted, Mercedes Arellano, Chair Committee on Social Services; Aurelio Leba III, Chair Committee on Roles; Ismael D.P. Lim, Chair Committee on Appropriation; concurred by Bernadine Mercado, Chairperson on the Social Services; Member Julius P. Caballes, Vice Chair Committee on Roles; Vice Chair Committee on Appropriation; Member on Social Services; Antonio L. Mangol, the third Member, Committee on Social Services; Danilo R. Red, Member, Committee on Social Services, Member on Committee on Appropriation; Jose Nerel Mangol, Member, Committee on Roles, Member, Committee on Appropriation; Bertinos A. Valencia, Member, Committee on Roles, Member, Committee on Appropriation; and Honorable Adeline Angeles, Governor ex officio. Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the adoption of the committee report.
Thank you, BM Mercedes Arellano. Before we proceed, I'd like to recognize the presence of BM Boyer de Peralta. Just to inform BM de Peralta, we have there's a mid-session roll call. Wala ka po kanina, kaya you are here back now, so we have to recognize him. Okay.
And for consideration, I move that the resolution to be tackled for the business for today. The resolution of the for the committee report.
Yes, BM Arellano. There's a motion for the approval and adoption of the joint committee report on social services, Committee on Rules and Laws and Ordinances, and the Committee on Appropriation. The committee report number 456-2024 regarding the request of the Governor for authority to sign and enter into the MOA with the Early Childhood Care and Development Council, ECCD. Is there any objection? There's none. And the resolution is transferred to the business for today. Please proceed, majority floor.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may this representation be recognized for the committee report number 457-2024 of the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances.
Yes, Bukaleba, you are recognized. Please.
Committee report number 457, 2024 of the Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances on various items referred to the committee. The reporting committee to which was referred various referral is now ready to submit its comments and recommendations to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan and Bank that were adduced from the meeting conducted on July 25, 2024. There were 4 referrals that were calendared in the hearing and could be summarized into 1. One request from the governor to sign and enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Land Bank of the Philippines. And B. 3 municipal ordinances from component municipalities for review of the board. Therefore, to facilitate the rendition of this report, recommendations will be rendered as categorized above. A. Request of the governor for an authority to sign and enter into a MOA with the Land Bank of the Philippines regarding the institutional payroll facility using the Land Bank PISO account. The use of the Land Bank PISO account for payroll purposes will streamline the salary disbursement, ensuring timely and secure transaction. Furthermore, aligns with the PGM's commitment to modernize administrative processes and improve services delivery to the constituents. By the way, the Land Bank PISO account is for the job orders, contractual workers, and COS, contract of services. Therefore, with no objection from the members therein present, the committee hereby recommends for the adoption of a resolution authorizing the Honorable Governor Presbytero J. Velasco Jr. to sign and enter into a memorandum of agreement by and between the provincial government of Marinduque and the Land Bank of the Philippines regarding the institutional payroll facility using the Land Bank PISO account. Letter B. Municipal ordinances from the component municipalities for review of the board. Number 1, Municipal Ordinance number 2024-05 of Torrijos, Municipal Ordinance number 24-06 of Torrijos, and Municipal Ordinance number 286 series of 2024 of Santa Cruz. No members of the committee pose any objection for the declaration of the above mentioned municipal ordinances as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. Therefore, the committee hereby recommends for the adoption of the following resolutions. Resolution declaring municipal ordinance number 2024-05 of the Municipality of Torrijos, Marinduque entitled An Ordinance Prescribing the New Rate of Tricycle Fare in the Municipality of Torrijos, Marinduque, limiting the load capacity to 5 passenger and imposing penalty for violations thereof and for other related purposes as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. Number 2, resolution declaring municipal ordinance number 2024-06 of the Municipality of Torrijos, Marinduque entitled An Ordinance Authorizing the Collection of Corresponding Barangay Clearance Fee in the application for any business-related transactions in the Municipality of Torrijos, Marinduque as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. And number 3, a resolution declaring municipal ordinance number 286 series of 2024 of the Municipality of Santa Cruz, Marinduque entitled An Ordinance Granting Exemption from the Payment of Medical Certificate to Indigent Senior Citizens when requesting for its issuance in the Municipality of Santa Cruz, Marinduque as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. Respectfully submitted, yours truly as the Chairperson of the Committee on Rules, Vice Chairperson Mark Julius P. Caballas, Jose Nerer Mangol, Bertinos A. Valencia, Adelina Mahangiles concurring as Vice Governor and ex officio member. Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for the adoption of Committee Report number 457-2024.
Thank you, Majority Floor. There's a motion from the Committee of Rules and Laws and Ordinance for the adoption and approval of a Committee Report number 457-2024 regarding the following. A. Request of the Governor to sign enter into a MOA, Memorandum of Agreement, with the Land Bank of the Philippines for the institutional payroll facility using the Land Bank PISO account. Letter B, Municipal Ordinance Number 2024-05 of Torrijos. Letter C, Municipal Ordinance Number 2024-06 of Torrijos. And letter D, Municipal Ordinance Number 286 CS of 2024 of Santa Cruz. Is there any objection? There's none. The motion is approved.
Moving further that the accompanying resolutions be transferred to the business for the day.
The resolution is transferred to the business of the day.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may this representation be recognized again for Committee Report Number 458-2024 of the Committee on Rules, Laws and Ordinances and the Committee on Appropriation.
Yes, Majority Floor, you are, please proceed.
Subject, request from Honorable Emmanuel R. Calde, Presiding Judge, RTC Marinduque Branch 38, for the transfer of the honorarium being granted by the Provincial Government of Marinduque to the resigned branch clerk of court of the RTC of Marinduque, Branch 38, Attorney Andrew B. Quinto, to Mr. Elmir H. Mirapuente as the designated acting branch clerk of court effective June 18, 2024, pursuant to Memorandum Number 02-2024 issued by the presiding judge. In consideration of the above titled subject matter, the Joint Committee on Rules, Laws and Ordinances and the Committee on Appropriations, and to which the subject matter was referred to, hereby presents its findings, recommendations as a result of the Joint Committee hearing called for on July 25, 2024. Attendance, Honorable Aurelio J. Leva III, Honorable Danilo R. Red, Honorable Jose Neril Mangol, Resource Person, Ms. Miriam Sadiwa, Provincial Budget Officer. Findings, Section 468A.1.11 of the Local Government Code of 1991 provides that when finances of the provincial government allow, the Sangguniang Panlalawigan may provide for additional allowances and other benefits of judges, prosecutors, public elementary and high school teachers, and other national government officials stationed to the province. Memorandum Number 02-2024 of the Presiding Judge, Honorable Emmanuel R. Calde, RTC Boac, Branch 38, states that in view of the resignation of Attorney Mark Andrew B. Quintos, Mr. Elmer H. Mirapuente was designated as the acting branch clerk of court until the appointment of a new branch clerk of court or unless the designation is otherwise revoked. The Sangguniang Panlalawigan find it necessary that the honorarium being granted to the resigned branch clerk of court, Attorney Quinto, be transferred to Mr. Elmer H. Mirapuente for the conduct of his official duties and function as the designated acting branch clerk of court of the said court. The Provincial Budget Officer posed no objection to the transfer of honorarium to Mr. Mirapuente since the appropriation for the said honorarium is already available. Recommendation based on the foregoing, the Joint Committee hereby recommends for the adoption of a resolution granting the transfer of honorarium being granted by the Provincial Government of Marinduque to the resigned branch clerk of court of the RTC of Marinduque Branch 38, Attorney Andrew B. Quinto, to Mr. Elmer H. Mirapuente as the designated acting branch clerk of court effective June 18, 2024, pursuant to Memorandum Number 02-2024 issued by the presiding judge. Respectfully submitted, yours truly as the chairperson of the Committee on Rules, Ismael D. Pilim as the chairperson of the Committee on Appropriation, members Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballes, Honorable Jose Neril Mangol, Honorable Danilo R. Red, Honorable Bertinos A. Valencia, Honorable Adeline Evangeles, Vice Governor and ex-officio member. Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for the adoption of Committee Report Number 458 Series of 2024. I so move.
Thank you, Bukal Jo. A motion from the Joint Committee, a motion from Bukal Jojo Leva for the approval and adoption of a committee report on committee report number 458 regarding the request of Judge Emmanuel Recalde, RTC Marinduque, Branch 38, for the transfer of honorarium being granted by the provincial government of Marinduque to the resigned branch of clerk of court, Attorney Andrew B. Quinto, to Mr. Elmer H. Mirapuente as the designated acting branch clerk of court effective June 18, 2024. Is there any objection? There's none. The motion is approved.
Moving further that the accompanying resolution be transferred to the business for the day.
The resolution is transferred to the business of the day.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move to defer consideration of committee report number 459 series of 2024 pending the arrival of Bukaldindin Office Mercado, who happens to be the author of this proposed ordinance.
There's a motion from Bocal Jojo Leba to defer the reading of this committee report pending the arrival of Bukaldindin Office. Is there any objection? There's none. The motion is approved. Please proceed.
We now go to the committee report number 461 2024 of the Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Education, Culture, and the Arts. May this representation be recognized.
Bocal Jojo Leba is now recognized. Please proceed.
Committee report number 461 2024 of the Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Education, Culture, and the Arts on the proposed ordinance number 16-73 entered entitled an ordinance renaming the conference hall in the second floor of the new legislative building as Vice Governor's Conference Hall and Multipurpose Hall, Conference and Multipurpose Hall to honor and perpetuate the deeds and invaluable contributions of all local vice chief executives to the historical, cultural, and political development of the province of Marinduque. Proposed ordinance number 16-73 entitled was referred to the herein reporting joint committee, and acting on the said referral, a joint committee meeting was held on July 25, 2024, the result of which is being presented to this honorable body for consideration and appropriate legislative action. Attendance, yours truly, Honorable Danilo Arred and Honorable Jose Neril L. Manggol. Findings, the proposed ordinance 16-73 entitled an ordinance renaming the conference hall in the second floor of the new legislative building as Vice Governor's Conference and Multipurpose Hall to honor and perpetuate the deeds and invaluable contributions of all Vice Local Chief Executives to the historical, social, and political development of the province of Marinduque, authored by the Honorable Adeline M. Angeles and was calendared and approved for first reading on July 5, 2024 and was referred to the Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and the Committee on Education, Culture, and Art. Number 2, the purpose of the proposed ordinance is to honor and perpetuate the great deeds, ideals, and contributions of all the vice governors in the historical, social, political developments of the province of Marinduque. The proposed ordinance intends to repeal Provincial Ordinance number 147, series of 2019, which named the said hall as Teodorito Rihano Multipurpose Hall. Initial recommendation: the title of the proposed ordinance be amended to read as follows: an ordinance renaming the conference hall in the second floor of the new legislative building as Vice Governor's Conference and Multipurpose Hall to honor and perpetuate the deeds and invaluable contributions of all Vice Local Chief Executive to the historical, social, and political development of the province of Marinduque, amending for the purpose Provincial Ordinance number 147, series of 2019. Section 1 of the proposed ordinance shall be amended to read as follows. Section 1, renaming the conference hall of the second floor of the legislative building is hereby renamed as the Vice Governor's Conference and Multipurpose Hall in honor and perpetuation of the great deeds, ideals, and contributions of all Vice Governors to the historical, social, and political developments of the province. For brevity, it shall be referred as the Vice Governor's Hall. Section 2 of the proposed ordinance shall be amended to read as follows. Utilization: the Vice Governor's Hall shall serve as a venue for meetings, hearings, and other relevant activities of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, aside from the session hall, which shall be used exclusively for official functions of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. Final recommendation: the committee hereby recommends that the proposed ordinance number 16-73 entitled An Ordinance Renaming the Conference Hall in the second floor of the new legislative building as Vice Governor's Conference Hall and Multipurpose Hall to honor and perpetuate the deeds and invaluable contributions and of all local chief executives to the historical, social, and political development of the province of Marinduque, repealing for the purpose Provincial Ordinance Number 147 Series of 2019 be approved on second reading. Respectfully submitted, yours truly, Honorable Darino Alred, Honorable Mark Julius P. Caballes, Honorable Mercedes Arellano, or Honorable Bertinos A. Valencia, Honorable Jose Neren Mangol. Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the adoption of this committee report.
There's a motion for the adoption and approval of the committee report by the Joint Committee on Rules, Laws, and Ordinances and Committee on Education, Culture, and Arts. Committee report number 461-2024. Proposed ordinance number 13-73, an ordinance renaming the conference hall in the second floor of the new legislative building as Vice Governor's Conference and Multipurpose Hall to honor and perpetuate the deeds and invaluable contribution of all Vice Governor, local chief executive to the historical, social, and political development of the province of Marinduque. Is there objection? There's none. The motion is hereby approved.
And the accompanying ordinance be tackled on the business for the day next session.
The ordinance will be tackled in the next session. Noted, Boca Jojo Leba.
By the way, Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for reconsideration that all ordinances referred to the proper committee earlier be approved on first reading.
Yes.
I so move.
There's a motion for the approval of all ordinances to be approved on the first reading. Is there any objection? There's none. The motion is approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may this representation be recognized for the committee report of the Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure, Land Use, and Urban Planning and Development.
Boca Jojo is now recognized. Please proceed.
Committee report number 462-2024 of the Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure, Land Use, and Urban Planning and Development. Subject, kapasihan bilang 10, serye ng 2024 ng Barangay Hulo, Santa Cruz, Marinduque. In consideration of the above titled subject matter, the Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure, Land Use, and Urban Planning and Development, unto which the subject matter was referred to, hereby present its findings and recommendation to this honorable body for its reconsideration. Findings referred to the committee on the 86th regular session of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan held on May 31, 2024 was the kapasyahan bilang 10, serye 2024 ng Barangay Hulo, Santa Cruz, Marinduque. Isang kapasyahan na Sangguniang Barangay ng Hulo, Santa Cruz, Marinduque na hihilingin Sangguniang Panlalawigan sa pamamagitan ni Kagalang-galang Adeline Linangeles, Vice Gobernador ng Lalawigan ng Marinduque, na maipatapos na ang multipurpose hall ng Barangay Hulo. As per information gathered by the committee, the subject infrastructure project is being implemented by the Department of Public Works and Highways, Marinduque District Engineering Office. The completion of the above project as being requested by the Sangguniang Barangay of Hulo could be best given preferential attention if the resolution will be endorsed to the said agency. Recommendation based therefrom, the committee hereby recommends the kapasyahan bilang 10 serye ng 2024 of Barangay Hulo Santa Cruz be endorsed to the Department of Public Works and Highways, Marinduque District Engineering Office for their information and appropriate action. Respectfully submitted, yours truly, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim, Honorable Danilo Arred, Honorable Jose Neril Mangol, Honorable Carlos F. De Peralta. Mr. Presiding Officer, this representation moves for the adoption of Committee Report Number 462-2024.
There's a motion for adoption of a committee report on public works and infrastructure, land use and urban planning and development. Committee report number 462-2024 regarding the kapasiyahan bilang 10 series of 2024 ng Sangguniang Barangay ng Hulo, Santa Cruz, Marinduque. Kapasiyahan na maipatapos ang multipurpose hall ng barangay. Is there any objection? There's none. The motion is approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I ask that we recognize the chairperson of the Committee on Education for each committee report.
Bukaldani Red is now recognized.
Committee report number 2024-783. Resolution congratulating and commending Mr. Juan C.J. Bautista Rico for graduating as cum laude with a degree of Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering at the University of the Philippines in Los Baños, Laguna. Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of this committee report, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion for the approval of this
Adoption.
adoption of a committee report rendered by the committee chair of Education, Bukaldani Red, for the adoption and approval of this committee report. Is there any objection? There's none. The motion is approved.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
and the accompanying resolution be transferred to business of the day, Mr.
And the
Chair.
accompanying resolution be transferred to the business for the day. Please proceed, Bukaldyo.
Another committee report will be coming from the Committee on Education. May I ask that Honorable Chairperson be recognized.
Bukaldani Red is now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Committee report number 2024-784, resolution recognizing and commending the exemplary academic achievement of Mr. Francisco Paulo Peralta de Luna from Barangay Napo, Santa Cruz, Marinduque, for having graduated magna cum laude with a degree of Bachelors of Arts and Film at the University of the Philippines, Diliman Campus, Quezon City, be adopted, Mr. Chair. I so move.
A motion for the approval of the committee report by the Chair of Education for the adoption and approval of the committee report. Is there any objection? There's none. The motion is approved.
Mr. Chair, and the accompanying resolution be transferred to the business.
And the accompanying resolution be transferred to the business for the day.
We now go to the another resolutions of the Committee on Education. This is with regards to the one being authored by Honorable Ismael D. Pilim. Danilo Red, sorry.
So, Bukaldani Red, the Chairman of Education, is now recognized.
Mr. Chair, Committee Report number 2024-785, resolution congratulating and commending Miss Winter Jill G. Perlas for graduating as summa cum laude with a degree of Bachelors of Science in Accountancy at the Adamson University. I move for the adoption of this committee report, Mr. Chair.
A motion to, for approval and adoption of committee report number 785 by the Committee Chair of Education for the approval and adoption of committee report number 785. Is there any objection? There's none. The motion is approved.
Mr. Chair, and the accompanying resolution be transferred to the business
And the
of the day.
accompanying resolution is now transferred to the business of the day. Please proceed, majority floor.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may this representation seek for consideration that as Vice Chairperson of the Committee on Labor, Employment and Human Resource, we will report on the proposed resolution on the establishment of the Department of Migrant Workers.
There's a motion from the chairman of the migrant workers for reconsideration that he will render the report. What issue is that, Bukadjo?
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer, I have a resolution here proposing for the establishment of the Provincial Office of the Department of Migrant Workers in the province of Marinduque. As per record gathered by this representation, there were about 10,351 registered OFWs in the province of Marinduque, and the general welfare and protection of these migrant workers are of paramount importance, necessitating accessible support services and social and resources to address their needs and concerns effectively. And the establishment of the Department of Migrant Workers Provincial Office in the province of Marinduque will provide a dedicated and localized platform for addressing the specific issues faced by migrant workers and their family, ensuring they receive timely and adequate assistance. It is for this reason that the Committee on Human Resource, Labor, and Employment is recommending for adoption of a resolution proposing the establishment of a Department of Migrant Workers Provincial Office in the province of Marinduque. The committee prays for the adoption of this committee report.
There's a motion to adopt and for approval of a committee report proposing the establishment of a Department of Migrant Workers Provincial Office in the province of Marinduque. Is there any objection? There's none. The motion is now approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I move that we transfer the accompanying resolution at the business for the day.
And the accompanying resolution of the committee report number 24-785 be transferred to the business of the day.
We now go to the
Please
calendar.
proceed.
We now go to the calendar of business. We don't have any unfinished business for the business for the day. The first item in the business for the day is the accompanying resolution of the Committee on Disaster Risk Reduction and Management. May I ask that we recognize the Vice Chairperson of the said committee, Honorable Ismael D. Pilim.
Vice Chair of the said committee is now recognized. BM Lim.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Majority Floor Leader, good afternoon once again. Mr. Chair, with reference to the committee report number 455-2024 of the Committee on Disaster Risk Reduction and Management, I move, Mr. Chair, that the committee, I move that we pass a resolution requesting for an update to the National Economic Development Authority, NEDA, relative to the 10 bridges in the province of Marinduque endorsed by the Mimaropa Regional Development Council, RDC, under the Pang-Agraryong Tulay para sa Bagong Bayanihan ng mga Magsasaka or PBBM Bridges Project of the Department of Agrarian Reform, DAR, Mr. Chair. Be approved, Mr. Chair. I so move.
There's a motion for the adoption and approval of a resolution requesting for an update to the Department of Agrarian Reform, DAR, relative to the 10 bridges in the province of Marinduque endorsed by the Mimaropa Regional Development Council, RDC, under the Pang-Agraryo Tulay para sa Bagong Bayanihan ng mga magsasaka or PBBM Bridges Project. Is there any objection? Yes, Boac. Seconded. The resolution is being seconded. Is there any objection? There's none. The resolution is now approved.
Another proposed resolution, Mr. Chair. I move that we pass the resolution requesting for an update to the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, Department of the National Defense, NDRMC, DND, relative to the proposed rehabilitation of damaged infrastructure projects in the province of Marinduque. Mr. Chair, I so move.
There's a motion for a resolution, for the approval of a resolution requesting for an update to the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, Department of National Defense, NDRMC, DND, relative to the proposed rehabilitation of damaged infrastructure projects in the province of Marinduque. Is there any objection?
Second.
It was seconded, and the motion resolution is now approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Mr. Floor.
Thank you, Boac. Please proceed.
May I ask to recognize the Chairperson of the Committee on Social Services for the accompanying resolution.
Boac Mercy Rehano is now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. And this time, I move for adoption of the resolution authorizing the Honorable Governor Presbytero J. Velasco Jr. to sign and enter into a memorandum of agreement for and in behalf of the Provincial Government of Marinduque and the Early Childhood Care and Development Council regarding the transfer of previous function of accrediting and recognizing Child Development Center from DSWD to ECCD Council and transfer the funds for annual recognition, accreditation of Child Development Workers, CDWs, and Child Accreditation Center. I so move.
There's a motion for the adoption and approval of a resolution authorizing the Honorable Governor Presbytero J. Velasco Jr. to sign and enter into a memorandum of agreement, MOA, for and in behalf of the Provincial Government of Marinduque with the Early Childhood Care and Development Council, ECCD, regarding the transfer of previous function of accrediting and recognizing Child Development Centers, CDCs, from DSWD to ECCD Council and transfer of funds for annual recognition, accreditation of Child Development Workers, CDWs, and Child Accreditation Centers. The motion is seconded. Is there any objection? There's none. The motion is approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may this representation be recognized for the adoption of a resolution?
Boac Jojo is now recognized.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for the adoption of a resolution authorizing the Honorable Governor Presbytero J. Velasco Jr. to sign and enter into a memorandum of agreement by and between the Provincial Government of Marinduque and the Land Bank of the Philippines regarding the institutional payroll facility using the Land Bank PISO account.
There's a motion for approval upon a resolution authorizing the Honorable Governor Presbytero Velasco Jr. to sign and enter into a memorandum of agreement, MOA, by and between the Provincial Government of Marinduque, PGM, and the Land Bank of the Philippines, LBP, regarding the institutional payroll facility using the Land Bank PISO account. Is there any objection? Is there none? Second motion. It was seconded. The motion is approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for adoption of a resolution declaring Municipal Ordinance Number 2024-05 of the Municipality of Torrijos, Marinduque, entitled An Ordinance Prescribing the New Rate of Tricycle Fare in the Municipality of Torrijos, Marinduque, limiting the load capacity to 5 passengers, imposing penalty for violation thereof, and for other related purposes as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. I so move.
There's a motion for approval and adoption of an ordinance prescribing the new rate of tricycle fare in the municipality of Torrijos, Marinduque, limiting the load capacity to 5 passengers, imposing penalty for the violation thereof, and for other related purposes as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. Is there any second? It was properly seconded by Bukal Mercy. Is there any objection? There's none. The proposed ordinance is now approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for adoption of a resolution declaring Municipal Ordinance Number 2024-06 of the Municipality of Torrijos, Marinduque, entitled An Ordinance Authorizing the Collection of Corresponding Barangay Clearance Fee in the Application of Any Business-Related Transactions in the Municipality of Torrijos, Marinduque as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact.
There's a resolution for approval and adoption declaring the Municipal Ordinance Number 2024-06 of the Municipality of Torrijos, Marinduque, entitled An Ordinance Authorizing the Collection of Corresponding Barangay Clearance Fee in the Application for Any Business-Related Transactions in the Municipality of Torrijos, Marinduque, as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. Is there any second? It was properly seconded by Bukal Mercy. Is there any objection? There's none. The resolution is now approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for the adoption of a resolution declaring Municipal Ordinance Number 286, Series of 2024 of the Municipality of Santa Cruz, Marinduque, entitled An Ordinance Granting Exemption from the Payment of Medical Certificate to Indigent Senior Citizens when requesting for its issuance in the Municipality of Santa Cruz, Province of Marinduque as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. I so move.
There's a motion for approval of a resolution declaring Municipal Ordinance Number 286, Series of 2024 of the Municipality of Santa Cruz, Marinduque, entitled An Ordinance Granting Exemption from Payment of Medical Certificate to Indigent Senior Citizen when requesting for its issuance in the Municipality of Santa Cruz, Province of Marinduque, as valid and within the power of the Sangguniang Bayan to enact. Is there any second? Seconded by Bukal Mercy Rehano and Bukal Neri Mangol. Is there any objection? There's none. The proposed resolution is now approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I move for the adoption of a resolution authorizing the transfer of honorarium being granted by the Provincial Government of Marinduque to the resigned Branch Clerk of Court of the RTC of Marinduque, Branch 38, Attorney Andrew B. Quinto, to Mr. Elmir H. Mirapuente as the designated Acting Branch Clerk of Court effective June 18, 2024, pursuant to Memorandum Number 02-24 issued by the presiding judge. I so move.
A motion for approval of a resolution authorizing the transfer of honorarium being granted by the Provincial Government of Marinduque to the resigned Branch Clerk of Court of the RTC of Marinduque, Branch 38, Attorney Andrew B. Quinto, to Mr. Elmer H. Mirapuente as the designated Acting Branch Clerk of Court effective June 18, 2024, pursuant to Memorandum Number 02-2024 issued by the presiding judge. Is there any second? It was properly seconded. Is there any objection? There's none. The motion is now approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I ask to recognize the Chairperson of the Committee on Education for the accompanying resolution of its committee report.
The Chairman of Committee of Resolution, Bukal Danny Red, is now recognized.
Proposed resolution number 2024-783. This representation formally moves for the approval of a resolution congratulating and commending Mr. Yuan C.J. Bautista Rico for graduating as cum laude with a degree of Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering at the University of the Philippines in Los Baños, Laguna. I so move, Mr. Chair.
A resolution for adoption and approval of a resolution congratulating and commending Mr. Yuan C.J. Bautista Rico for graduating as cum laude with a degree of Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering at the University of the Philippines in Los Baños, Laguna. Is there any second? It was seconded. by Bukal Mercy and Bukal Makukang. Is there any objection? There's none. The motion is now approved. Bukal Jo. Yeah, another
Mr. Presiding
resolution?
Officer.
Yes. Bukal Danny Red is now recognized.
Proposed resolution number 2024-784. This representation formally moves for the approval of a resolution recognizing and commending the exemplary academic achievements of Mr. Francisco Paulo Peralta de Luna from Barangay Napo, Santa Cruz, Marinduque, for having graduated magna cum laude with a degree of Bachelor's of Arts in Film at the University of the Philippines, Diliman Campus, Quezon City. I so move, Mr. Chair.
A motion for approval of a resolution recognizing and commending the exemplary academic achievement of Mr. Paulo Peralta de Luna from Barangay Napo, Santa Cruz, Marinduque, for having graduated magna cum laude with a degree of Bachelor's of Arts in Film at the University of the Philippines, Diliman Campus, Quezon City. Is there any motion? Second? Seconded by Bukal Merceriano and Bukal Leba and Bukal Lim. Is there any objection? There's none. The motion is now approved. Another resolution. Bukal Danny Red is recognized.
Proposed resolution 2024-785. This representation formally moves for the approval of a resolution congratulating and commending Ms. Winter Jill G. Perlas for graduating as summa cum laude with a degree of Bachelor's of Science in Accountancy at the Adamson University. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion for approval of a resolution congratulating and commending Ms. Winter Hill G. Perlas for graduating as summa cum laude with a degree of Bachelor's of Science in Accountancy at the Adamson University. Is there any second? Seconded. And is there any objection? There's none. The motion is now approved.
Mr. Presiding Officer,
Yes, Bukal Jo is now recognized.
may I move for the adoption of a resolution proposing the establishment of a Department of Migrant Workers Provincial Office in the province of Marinduque. I so move.
There's a motion for the approval and adoption of a resolution proposing the establishment of Department of Migrant Workers Provincial Office in the province of Marinduque. Is there any second? Properly second. Is there any objection? There's none. The motion is now approved.
That's all for the business for the day. We don't have any assigned business. We don't have any proposed ordinance and resolution for third and final reading.
The motion to include the other 13 awardees will be given a resolution today.
Okay.
The Committee on Education, on Culture and Sports is now recognized for the committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Floor Leader. Resolution congratulating and commending all the winners.
Regional Con.
In the 2024 Regional School Press Conference held on May 2 online and May 21 to 23, 2024 at the Angels Hills Retreat Center, Tagaytay City. Category medium writing English. Name of winner, Priya Iris Lumalang, Maria Nicole Martonia.
The winners, second for news writing in English is Priya Iris S. Lumalang of Bangbang Elementary School. Third in news writing Filipino is Maria Nicole L. Marciona of Sawi Elementary School. Second in sports writing English is Johan Christopher M. Maak of Magapua Elementary School. Third in feature writing in English is si Sarina Pauline P. Revilla of Matalaba Elementary School. Third in feature writing Filipino is Daisy Arrodelas of Lusok Elementary School. Third in science news writing English is Yuri Kenzo P. Mulbog of Magapua Elementary School. Third in column writing Filipino is Catherine L. Fernandez of Buena Vista Central School. Then first in editorial writing in English is Lawrence Joshua P. Soto of Matalaba National High School. Ito po yung naipadala sa Carcar City, Cebu. Then second in editorial writing is Hannah Jane Pernia of Dolores National High School. Then third in editorial cartooning in English is Joel Reforma of Makapuyat National High School. Third in editorial cartooning Filipino is Keshniel Jones C. Lining of Buena Vista National High School. Then third in science news writing Filipino is Glidin S. Saseng of Mangbang National High School. And third in column writing in English is J.S. Valenzuela of Bugnuyan National High School. And second in copy reading and headline writing in English is Cristel Shine or Oclares of Casili National High School.
There's a motion for the omnibus approval and adoption of a committee report. A resolution congratulating those mentioned awardee to be included to the previous awardee. Is there any second? It was properly seconded by Bukal Jojo Leba, Bukal Dani Red, and Bukal Mercerihano. Is there any objection? There's none. The motion is approved.
I move to adjourn, Mr. Presiding Officer.
There's a motion to adjourn the session. Any second motion? Seconded by Bukal Tres. No objection. Salamat sa Diyos.